and airtime on the ECU Sports Network of 6 and coverage locally on our flagship 94.3 The Game beginning at 4 p.m. from Raleigh. It'll be a big matchup and a familiar foe in many, many ways.
No doubt.
And I think just a great thing for the state of North Carolina and for both fan bases.
It is. I said that in the press conference today. Just, a great rivalry between the two schools and all those things going on. But I think it's the highest selling ticket of all the Thursday night games. You go on the ESPN site and it has the lowest price. I think it's $167 a ticket.
Oh, wow.
To get in the game, is at least what they're advertising. So who knows if that's true?
Could be more.
Don't believe anything you read on the internet today. That thing.
Could be more in some places too.
Yeah, but and just the revenue come from that game, stays in state, all those things. I think it's just a win-win for the state of North Carolina.
Certainly there's been some announcements of some big games coming up and some national games, and that's great. But you get an in-state game or a regional game, those things really kind of get the juices flowing.
Yeah, it's the first game kicking off the season is always exciting, but when you get to kick it off against a team up the road, just the pride each fan base has and the pride in Pirate Nation and our program, what it means to East Carolina, what it means to our players and the guys that grew up in this state is pretty special.
Well, it's finally game week, and you all wrapped up fall camp. Seems like a month ago, I'm sure.
It feels like it. We've been about 10 days out and kind of wrapped that up and kind of got on to our first opponent here and just really focusing on a game plan and really kind of honing in that. During preseason camp, you have the whole playbook in and, so there's a little bit messy, but now you're just cleaning those things up and kind of finalizing it for a game.
I've always heard it said you put everything in and then you kind of whittle it down to what you're going to basically use in that particular game.
I heard it's like cooking, like just throw a bunch of spaghetti against the wall and see what sticks, see what they're good at. So, but you do, actually. You kind of go through and find out a lot about your football team and your personnel and what can they play well. What type of schemes do they play man? Are they, different things that they can do and to play to their strengths.
Coach Blake Harrell with us here on Inside Pirate Athletics here on the ECU Sports Network. We're at Tiebreakers tonight. We'll be here every Monday throughout the season, the 25-26 year, and, of course, for Pirate football during the course of that campaign. Practicing in the mornings this year, what was the methodology into that?
No, we finished that way at the end of the season last year, and I just thought it was really good to start your day off. You
made that change.
Yeah, we did. And I look at it like this, Patrick. I'm not much of a workout guy, but I'd much rather get up and work out in the morning.
Get it over with.
Then I would go to class all day or be at work all day and have to go get a half workout in the afternoon and call that a workout. So I think it's the main focus of our day. It's the first thing you wake up. That's where all our attention is, and it's kind of priority. And then you have the rest of your day that you go take care of.
We have talked about NC State as the opponent. You'll have practice today, I guess some kind of walkthrough maybe on Wednesday, but you'll definitely leave Wednesday to go to Raleigh.
Yeah, so we'll practice in the morning. It's a Thursday-type practice. These Thursday games, you get your days mixed up a little bit.
Yeah.
But it's kind of a little over an hour practice for us and just kind of finalizing everything, going through all the details one more time. Wednesday morning before we take off, we'll have a walkthrough, so to speak, some meetings there. And then we'll take off Wednesday evening to go up to Raleigh for the evening and kind of make final preparations there.
For you, it's going to be a first game where you're not calling the defense as the head coach.
Yeah, I was actually just texting a few head coaches earlier, and I had Spencer Danielson, who's the head coach at Boise there, who I'm good friends with. I say, Spence, what do you do during the game? He goes, I'm basically a glorified cheerleader. I was like, well, I feel like the same right now. So, but I was, a while ago, I've been putting my call sheet together today, and I'm like, does it really matter? Like, I'm not calling either side of the ball. But, no, I think, just being able to manage the game and have different input on both sides of the football and special teams can be a valuable asset to those guys.
With Josh Aldridge coming in to call the defense, what about his addition do you think has been, has enhanced things?
Yeah, Josh has been awesome, just kind of helping us grow, helping us move forward. Gets, sometimes you can get in a box, and you can stay in that box. You don't think outside the box. Anytime you bring somebody new into your program, staff-wise, it can help you think outside the box. And Josh has certainly done that and helped us grow and move in a new direction that I think will be really good for us this fall.
Was there a prior relationship there? I know a lot of times.
Yeah, I've known Josh for probably 10 years. I know he looks like he's 45 or 50, but he's only about 35. But I've known him for a long time, and he was really impressive on the road recruiting. You go into a high school, every high school you went into, he would be there.
Right.
And he would know every kid within the roster and just the relationships he had. And I thought just his, he talent acquisition from that standpoint and recruiting was really strong. And then just, his X's and O's and his knowledge on the game at all positions I thought was pretty strong.
And then John David Baker back,
Yeah.
got a new contract in the offseason, so multiple-year deal for him, and it's great that he'll be here in Greenville for the foreseeable future.
The continuity of our offense, and Coach Baker's doing a great job with those guys. And, they're no longer having to kind of work things out, iron things out. It's, hey, we're hitting the ground running, not only with our offensive staff, but also with our, our personnel and offense as well.
Blake, at what point do you feel like under JDB that the offense really started to click last year?
I thought I think the Temple game, we scored 50 points, so that's an easy to point to.
But was there a moment, though?
I thought for a lot of different reasons. It's probably when he hit Winston Wright on the under route and to their sideline for a touchdown. We call that the climb route, basically. Mm-hmm. He goes under the Sam, under the mic, and then climbs over the wheel. And Caton turns the ball loose before Winston ever turns his head. Thought that was a huge play in that game. But all that came together at the same time. I think, we were just playing loose and playing kind of with house money at the time, and we got to take that into this season. If we learn anything from last season, that's what we got to take into this fall. And John David was calling it and just having freedom to do that, and so was Kate, and they made some plays.
How much? You've talked about some other head coaches you've talked to. How much input have you gotten over the course of the summer, and just questions that maybe you've asked guys that you've known in the business?
When you're the defensive coordinator, you're coaching a position, you're always seeking peers out there to hey, how do y'all do this, or how would you scheme up this or do this thing? As a head coach, it's no different. You're reaching out to other head coaches or former head coaches. Hey, how'd you handle this situation? Or just so you can again think from a different viewpoint, think outside the box. Get good, intel or advice and how you would do things. Then you take that and then make the best decision for your program and for East Carolina.
Yeah, absolutely. Well, we know there'll be a lot of Pirate fans making the trip. The allotment of tickets sold out, and as you said, it's just a really positive thing, I think, for both fan bases. It's a good thing for the economies in both cities, and it's just one of the things that, as much as college football has changed, those in-state or regional games are really a lifeblood in the sport.
Well, I think, Coach Shankwater gave us the history of the game to our players on Sunday night. And I think the game started in 1970. East Carolina got their first win in 1971. It matched up, I think, 31 times over the years, and just kind of talked about all the history and how the legislators got involved as well. Different things there, playing in Charlotte, playing in Atlanta. And it's pretty neat, pretty special for our players to hear. And just being a part of that, and knowing that you are, can have an effect on that's pretty special. We had, our thought of the day this morning was the man in the arena. And I told our coaches after, one of our staff members got done talking about the man in the arena, I said, Thursday night we get to be the man in the arena. But every day we're the man in the arena for our players and continue to mentor those guys. So just all those things put together makes it pretty special.
So it is a special day. It's our first show of the year.
Yeah.
But for you and your wife, Jessie, it's a special day.
I get to hang out with you. I thought that was so my wife texted me a while ago. She said she was running late because of traffic. And then my Ring camera popped up. She's still at the house. So, we're going to have to. But it's happy anniversary. I'm going to tell her when she got here.
Yeah. Okay. How many years?
13.
13. All right, 13 years. There you go.
See, I'm on it. And should have asked all this in front of her so she would know.
Well, I thought she would have been here by now.
Yeah.
It's the traffic. It's the traffic. Yeah.
Women.
And then
in my house. I don't know about all women, but the women in my house.
First day of classes for East Carolina.
Yeah. Yeah.
So a lot of the freshmen taking their first college classes today.
I got an opportunity to speak to the freshmen yesterday, and the exciting group. It fired up for Thursday night football season, and just thoughts and prayers with those guys as they go to the first day of class, and it's going to encourage them to enjoy the process and enjoy the moment, and only get to do this thing one time. And also the first day of school for Pitt County.
Yeah, I was going to say that. Your three daughters.
Three daughters started class today.
Yeah.
I was a one-time middle school and high school teacher, and just a shout out to all our educators out there that welcome those students back on to their schools today, and thank you for all you do.
It's going to be a big year in the Harrell house, isn't it? And it has nothing to do with the coach. It has to do with the girls back to school.
I'm just a bystander when I get to the house.
It's the way it is. That's the way it is.
That's the way it is.
All right. We got a couple players who are going to be here tonight,
Yeah.
too. We got Anthony Smith and Tegan Wilk here tonight with us.
You got receiver Anthony Smith, and joking around, called him one of the Smith brothers earlier. Some people might think he's really the Smith brother, but Anthony's brother is on our roster, by the way,
Right.
Evan.
Okay.
But Anthony started at NC State, started his career there.
Right.
He's been on our roster the last 2 years and done an exceptional job last year, and excited about his year. And then safety Tegan Wilk is back in a Pirate uniform, back in Dowdy Ficklin to finish his career. And just, the ACC Network guys, the play-by-play said, hey, who is your guys? I said, defensively, it's Tegan Wilk. Just always has been. Just love the way he plays. I said, 3 years ago in this game, 2022, just coming off the roof, making big plays on the stretch play, just stand out in my mind, and just the way he plays the game. And I knew bringing him back into the fold, not only was it going to be a good choice for our football program as a player, but the leadership and the character he brought to our team.
Yeah, Wes Durham's going to be calling the game. Wes is a good guy.
Wes,
a really good guy.
Wes Durham's calling the game. I told Wes, growing up, especially in this state, you hear him on the air a lot. And Coach Adazio, Steve Adazio, who used to be the head coach at Boston College, is going to be calling as well.
All right, good stuff. Of course, Jim Zoki and Andrew Bays will be in the radio booth for that one, so looking forward to that from Raleigh on Thursday. All right, Pirate fans, football season is almost here, and tickets are still available for the 2025 season. Season tickets start as low as $115, so hop on board today and purchase your season tickets by heading to ECUPirates.com. We're going to continue on from tiebreakers tonight, the first break of the season. It is our inaugural broadcast of Inside Pirate Athletics for the 2025 football season, and we'll continue on with more right after this on the ECU Sports Network.
Miss, your burger is served.
Pirate fans, 2025 East Carolina football season tickets are on sale now and can be purchased for as little as $115. Head coach Blake Harrell wants you to be a part of his first full season as the Pirate coach as he builds momentum off of the 8-win season and the Military Bowl win over North Carolina State. Call 1-800-DIAL-ECU or go to ECUPirates.com today to get your 2025 season tickets.
Hell yeah! Hell yeah! Hell yeah!
Every day of the week, WNCT-9 on your side is committed to bringing you the stories and information that matter most.
You reached out to us about
Opening ceremony for the Little League Softball World Series. Just a
campaign for better hearing is raising awareness for
regional commission.
Our dedicated team of reporters and journalists are out doing stories across Eastern North Carolina. Also, we can bring you the very latest coming out of ENC.
And when things do get ugly, you can count on us to bring you information you need to know so you can be prepared.
And for all you early birds, our morning team is here for you from 4:30 to 7 a.m.
You can find us on WNCT-9 and on WNCT.com.
Plus, we've got the latest in sports from all the teams you're rooting for across the East.
And catch us on the evening news from 5 to 6:30 and then again at 11.
I'll certainly be there. Will you?
For decades, 9 on Your Side has been there for the greatest sports moments in Eastern North Carolina, catching the unforgettable highlights you have to see to believe.
We bring games from all across the state right to your living room because it's about more than just the scores.
Sports isn't part-time, it's full-time. It's about the excitement, the big upsets, the teamwork, and the championship.
9 on Your Side Sports.
Trust our team to be there for yours.
Hi, I'm Jeffrey Roberts.
And I'm Elena Verdine.
We don't want you to miss a thing.
Which is why WNCT-9 has a little something for those of you up before the sun.
We're here with the latest local news every weekday morning.
And get the latest local Storm Team 9 weather forecasts no matter where you are.
So what are you waiting for? Tune in to WNCT-9 Morning Edition.
Every weekday from 4:30 to 7.
He's been on TV on Channel 9 for as long as I can remember.
When he needs or wants something, it gets done, and it gets done now.
Love sports beyond anything you can imagine.
You could see his passion that man loved Eastern Carolina sports more than anybody in the world.
That type of compassion defines Brian Daly.
In my view, he is the best sports guy in the state.
Here's to 40 more.
talking Coach Harrell up?
Well, I was telling Max, him and Cooper, our offensive lineman, our right tackle, him and Cooper, they want to catch up and have a conversation. Cooper, he would love Cooper.
Max,
Cooper straight up. I'm going to tell you straight. If you go to the hospital, by the way, all right. If you go to the emergency room and you need to get out of the emergency room early, just take Cooper with you. He knows all the nurses there, all the doctors. We've been up there several times together.
Okay.
He can get you out. Most people, when Shane, if you go there with Shane Harrell, our trainer, you're going to sit there all day.
You're going to sit there all day.
Go there with Cooper, you get out early.
Okay. And that's Ternovsky, right? Ternovsky.
Cooper T.
Cooper T.
Ternovsky. Yeah.
I believe it's I'm saying Ternovsky. Well, offensive line, that's been an area. Let's get a little bit into that. You had some guys competing, particularly at the center spot, and it looks like you kind of settled on some names.
I'm really excited about our O-line. I really am. Just, who they are as people, for one, obviously, but I think they're very athletic, and have some game experience. Maybe not game experience in a Pirate uniform. Obviously got Jamari McCrimmon back, who a year ago, we talked to our players early in camp. A year ago in camp, he was working with the third team and was a scout team guy, wasn't even traveling. Ended up starting in the season. And one of our better offensive linemen right now, he'll play left tackle for us. Kojo Poku is back at right guard. I call him Emmanuel all the time. That's his real name, Emmanuel Poku. But he's back at right guard doing a really good job, put on some size there. So those are our two returning starters.
With his girth or size that he's gained, has he been able to retain that footwork?
Yeah, he moves around really well.
Because that's the real asset he has.
Yeah, I think he's.
That's because he played soccer.
He was a soccer player in high school.
Yeah.
During camp, we always start the day off with something, just kind of catch their attention. We had highlights of Kojo playing soccer in high school.
Really?
Oh, yeah. So
wow.
It was exciting. So those are our two returning starters.
Yeah.
Darius Bell is going to start at center for us. He did play in some games last year, started a few games for us early in the season. And I'm just proud of Darius, the way he's taken over that offensive line, making all the calls, making all the checks, and doing it from a leadership standpoint. So
Bryce Weaver's behind him. Might we see Bryce?
Yeah, Bryce is going to play several positions. That's the one thing Bryce has really done is he can play all 5 positions on the O-line and do an exceptional job, whether it's at center, guard, or tackle. So we're going to see him. The other Viking, the Conley Viking we'll see is Panda Askew.
Yeah.
We'll see him in left guard doing a really good job. I almost brought Panda with me tonight, but he had class. I told him class probably is more important.
A little more important, yeah.
And
absolutely.
He was really upset that he didn't come. But the other left guard will be Kyle Long. Kyle's a transfer from Maryland. I think played about 400 snaps last year, 600 snaps a year before, so has some experience. Graduate transfer, doing a really good job. Huge kid. He's about 6'4", 6'5", about 330. And then at right tackle is Cooper, obviously, and Bryce will play over there as well.
Yeah. Panda Askew, that's interesting. He was a local kid, went to Charlotte. He got somewhere before Charlotte. I think he went straight to Charlotte. Yeah.
Yep.
And then after a few years there, has come back east, like a lot of folks do. You move away, but a lot of folks come back.
You always know where home is, right?
Yeah, absolutely. How did that come about, him returning here? Was it something where he definitely wanted to, or did you all have those conversations?
Yeah, just the prior relationships and just being able to come back home and finish his career here at East Carolina was kind of a dream for him.
Yeah.
We went down to the World Series softball game and I think for Panda that meant a little extra because he had played in that stadium, and I think the last at bat he had in that stadium he actually struck out by Holt Nailers, but he had played in that stadium. So.
Great to have Coach Blake Harrell with us here tonight. Let's talk a little more offensively. We're going to talk to Anthony Smith in a little bit, but you also have Yannick Smith at the receiving spot. Others, Petaway, Johnson, some others as well in there.
Yeah, I'm excited about that receiver room, and not just the way they're performing on the field, but the energy they bring to practice. Sometimes you get around receivers, and they're all about give me the ball, my catches, and it's not about team. Well, and Anthony it starts with Anthony because he's the older guy in there and one of the leaders in there. But that group is such a team-oriented group that they care about, the team, doing things on special teams and helping the team any way they can win. So it starts with Anthony, but it certainly carries throughout that room.
How much do you envision the tight end will be used in this offense this year?
We're probably going to go about 14 personnel. That means have 4 tight ends on the field. Maybe Coach Doran's listening. Coach Elliott up there.
Yeah.
We have several tight ends on our roster. We signed 3 freshman tight ends, and then we had 4 tight ends already on the roster.
Right.
So we have 7 tight ends, and all are really good size. We moved Miles Parker from defense to tight end just because He does some really good things on that side of the ball, and I think it opens up some different things we can do. Different options that we have to go to and different packages we can go to with the tight ends.
One of the great things about having JDB back is you also have Katenhauser. We've talked about that a little bit here in our last segment, but just having that duo back, and then Caton with all the confidence he has and healthy, that's a big thing.
Yeah, I mean, Caton, the confidence he has, and I've said this several times, and just you can't take one play from last season, you can't take one score from last season into this season, but you can take that confidence, and Caton certainly has, and just the leadership role he's kind of took on and taking care of the full. Back when I walked in that room in January, I was a little worried about that, and then I remember walking out at spring break, and Caton said, "How are we doing?" I said, "Hey, I'm not worried anymore," because of guys like Katenhauser.
Right. Yeah. We talked to back around the beginning of the year in the spring, and at the time you were looking a backup quarterback, and found one in Mike Wright.
Yeah, we in the spring portal we really added some older guys to our roster. We have 29 seniors on our roster right now, and one of those guys we added was Mike Wright. And that's my wife's favorite player, by the way. She's like, "Why don't you ever talk about Mike?" So we're talking about Mike. She's not listening, but we're talking about Mike. But yeah, Mike Wright, when we first signed him, Pete Thamel called me. Pete Thamel's on ESPN Game Day, writes for ESPN. Pete Thamel called and said, "Hey, I want to let you know what type of young man Mike Wright is." Because I met him at SEC Media Days a couple years ago. Because he will be the next president of the United States. I don't know if Mike wants to or will be, but he is that type of young man.
Yeah.
In camp, we did some different things, and he stood in front of our team and talked about the energy. And the energy he brings each and every day, and just the joy he gets from that, and the joy he gets from seeing his teammates be successful. And I thought that's pretty awesome. As good as I've heard in my career of a young man doing that.
That's awesome. I don't want to get out of the segment without talking about the running backs. You got three, maybe even Lacey is a fourth in there. He put up some big JUCO numbers. Yeah. But you've got the home run hitter in London Montgomery, Mike Gunn. Boy, it seems like Mike Gunn is always waiting for him to, or Marlon, I'm sorry, Marlon Gunn to break through and have that big kind of year, and he's poised for that. He's a tough yardage guy. And then Parker Jenkins, he kind of had an interesting journey at Houston, which was his hometown university, but he's here now. And you've got they're on preseason, all three of them on watch lists.
Yeah. This a lot of people say they have the stable. Have several running backs and go play, and I certainly think we do. Whether it's 3, 4, 5, I'm not sure. But it all starts, Marlon's been here forever and done a really outstanding job for us, playing a bunch of special teams and just kind of a guy that comes to work every day. And when he speaks, the team listens, and just love that about Marlon. And then London and Parker both, have that home run ability, as you mentioned. In the spring game, in practice several times, they hit 22 miles an hour. To put that in perspective, that's about what Keaton Mitchell hits. Keaton Mitchell might be just a touch faster, but they're pretty close. And talking about team speed, we have called Catapult, which is a GPS system. We had over 70 guys hit over 20 miles an hour this summer, which is pretty impressive.
Yeah.
Coach Baggett, our strength coach Mason, talks about, of all the places he's been, Oregon, Illinois, Maryland, Nevada, Virginia Tech, this is the fastest group he's ever been around.
It's an exciting thing to know and to hear about. All right, Coach, we're going to talk to some of the players. Who do you want to start with first?
We can start with Tegan.
All right, we'll welcome Tegan Wilk back.
You need to ask Tegan about his biggest moment of the summer.
Okay, we'll do that.
Put a little pressure on.
I think they're doing some TV now, but they'll be all right. We'll get them here in a minute. Tegan Wilk will be with us in just a second after the break. So, all right, Coach, we'll give you a break, get a chance for your wife to tell you about all that traffic.
Yeah.
And we'll get Tegan Wilk on. So
thanks, baby.
Give Coach a break. Hey, when you drive a smart and powerful Ford F-150, you're ready to tackle any job. Game on. See your Carolina Ford dealer, proud sponsor of ECU Athletics. All right, we're taking a timeout. When we come back, Tegan Wilk will be with us here. It's Inside Pirate Athletics tonight from Tiebreakers in Greenville. NC State Week as the Pirates take on the Wolfpack coming up Thursday in the season opener. And you're listening to us tonight on the ECU Sports Network.
When you're ready to kick off your next home, lawn, or garden project, Quality Equipment knows the game.
We call it drive. The unrelenting desire to become the person you were born to be. Ignited by a moment. The realization that a future you could only dream of is within reach. At East Carolina University, you won't just imagine a path, you'll forge one. through hard work and the success that comes without surrender. The journey that leads to your future. And this is where it begins.
Life is busy, so let's make it easy with WNCT.com.
What's the weather like?
Use our interactive Storm Team 9 radar to keep you one step ahead of unpredictable weather.
Oh, I love that story.
Share your favorite feel-good stories like 9 on the positive side or Jerry's Weather Kids. Missed a newscast? Catch up to the latest news on your own time with Watch Now, all just a click away. WNCT.com, your one-stop spot for all things local in the East.
Pirate fans, 2025 East Carolina football season tickets are on sale now and can be purchased for as little as $115. Head coach Blake Harrell wants you to be a part of his first full season as the Pirate coach as he builds momentum off of the 8-win season and the Military Bowl win over North Carolina State. Call 1-800-DIAL-ECU or go to ECUPirates.com today to get your 2025 season tickets.
For decades, 9 on Your Side has been there for the greatest sports moments in Eastern North Carolina. Catching the unforgettable highlights you have to see to believe.
We bring games from all across the state right to your living room because it's about more than just the scores.
Sports isn't part-time, it's full-time. It's about the excitement, the big upsets, the teamwork, and the championship.
9 on Your Side Sports.
Trust our team to be there for yours.
Jerry Jackson has your accurate Storm Team 9 forecast.
This is about you, your family, and the health of all who live in Eastern North Carolina. This is about the transformation of a health system into something more powerful and more human, about creating new ways to treat disease and keep you well. This is about ECU Health, which is to say, it's really all about you. ECU Health. Minds, hearts, purpose.
Here at WNCT 9, we're on your side, which is why you can trust us to keep you updated.
Every weekday evening, we're here with the latest news across the East.
And monitoring weather that directly affects you so you can stay on top of any of the latest changes by watching our Storm Team 9 forecast.
We're on your side because Eastern North Carolina is our home too.
Watch WNCT 9 Evening News 5 to 6:30, then again at 11.
I know I'm going to ask you a question you haven't been asked yet, I'm sure. How does it feel to be back?
It feels great. I mean, like, I can't say anything negative at all about ECU. And honestly, while my time here and even getting to the transfer portal, like I've always said, like, I love ECU. I love the fans. I love everything about it. Like, it was a shame that I left, and there's some things that, like, you can regret in life.
Right.
But, like, everything happens for a reason. I'm super glad to be back. I'm super glad that, Coach Harrell allowed me to be back.
Well, you look fantastic.
Thank you.
And you're feeling pretty good going into the season?
Yeah, I feel good. I mean, everybody stays healthy.
Yeah.
But, football's football. You never really know what happens.
Yeah, absolutely. It has been quite a road for you. And you guys, you were told the story on Media Day about coming back to Greenville, I guess driving from Houston.
Right.
Back to Greenville.
Yeah, I mean, there was a lot of stuff. I'm sorry, can you say that again?
Driving back from Houston.
Yeah.
Back to Greenville, when you got to Greenville and all of that.
Yeah, I mean, there's a lot of stuff, that happens coming back to Greenville. But, I mean, there was, like I said, coming back and, people, recognizing and seeing everything. Like,
it's like you never left.
Yeah, like, it's honestly insane that, like, it even is a real place. Like, Greenville is so family-oriented that, like, everybody around you, is so involved in your life and, cares so much about you that, like, that's what truly makes me, like, love being here.
Yeah. You told the story, I guess, where you drove, but you got back, like, middle of the night.
Yeah, it was close to midnight, and
yeah.
I was in there. And my friends were coming back, actually, and then, like, the person that I saw, like, just recognized me and was like, oh, my God, like.
They were happy you were back.
Yeah, and I'm so grateful, too, and it happens all the time. And, I went to change my address, too, before, like, it even, like, really got big. And, like, the people at the post office were doing the same thing, and I was, like, I'm like, this is a dream. Like, this is awesome.
The conquering hero comes home, right? Tegan Wilk with us here. When you look at the secondary, particularly the safety side? It seems like with you, I mean, it seems like now that's a really solidified spot, especially with you in there.
Yeah, I mean, it's not just me. I mean, you have Jamarly Riddle in there, who's going to be a great player.
I was going to ask you about what do you think of Jamarly, you know, as far as a guy in his future?
He's the most experienced young player I've ever seen, like, playing football. I mean, he's so detailed in what he does. And honestly, Coach Maggs, you know, really puts an emphasis on the details. But he's so detail-oriented within not only football, but, like, his life, too. He's real good off the field, real good on the field, and like he's going to be a great leader for, you know, the future Pirates.
You obviously knew Blake Harrell quite well. I'm sure that factored into your decision to come back.
Yeah, 100%. I mean, when Coach Harrell reached out to me and, you know, gave me the opportunity to come back, it was more of like I didn't give any second guess into, okay, like, should I actually go back? It was like, okay, well, where am I going to stay? You know, let me find a house, not only for me but for my fiance. Like, let me make sure she's happy. Like, let me get all my ducks in a row before, like, I do all this. I was a little scared, being like I was scared about how passionate the fans were.
Right.
And I didn't know if I was going to be welcomed back,
Right,
or
right.
if I was going to be, you know, hated for leaving and be like, oh, yes, y'all were right. Like,
Yeah.
I definitely should not have left, but it's all good. I'm glad everything happened. And
Everything happens for a reason.
100%.
It all works out for a reason. Your fiance, did you meet her at Houston, or how did that?
No, I met her at ECU. She went
Okay.
to ECU. She still like takes online classes at
Oh,
ECU, but
okay.
yeah, we met here.
That's good. That's great. Well, there you go, an East Carolina girl. So
Yeah.
All these great decisions you made all comes back to Greenville, East Carolina. 22 matchup against the Pack. Strong performance by you, 9 tackles, couple pass breakups in that game. What do you remember about it?
Honestly, what I remember about it is just, you know, it just being such a close game and such a locked-in experience for me, to where like that was the game in my career where I think that I really like showed out to the extent of you know, being like that starter and, you know, putting it into a different level than, you know, what I have done before, and in front of our fans at you know, Greenville, doing it in front of everybody, like that was just put the cherry on top of it.
You certainly know how impassioned the fan base is, especially when they play NC State and that rivalry factor. What are some of the things you've talked to some of the young guys, the other guys on the team, maybe have not played in that East Carolina NC State game?
Yeah, my biggest thing isn't to like go in there with all that intensity. Like I definitely go into games with the max intensity on the field, but like when it comes to like controlling yourself and controlling your emotions, that's one thing that I've kind of been, you know, pushing on them, is like, don't let it hype you too much.
Right.
This is just a game. This is the same game you played when you were 5 years old.
Yeah. When you look at going up to Raleigh and that opportunity there, did you watch the bowl game last year?
I did. I watched.
Okay.
I wanted to go to it, but I couldn't find tickets.
I got you. Well, I think
Yeah.
now wouldn't be a problem. It wouldn't be a problem
Yeah.
at all to get you hooked up there. But you know, when you kind of reflect on that, and then, you know, opening the season against NC State and Raleigh, just what are your thoughts on that? You know, because it'll be one of the bigger games on Thursday night.
Yeah, I mean, it's good. You're always going to have hype around that game itself, but just being that, you know, they had the intense game that they had, you know, in the bowl game and coming back. Obviously, I can't speak on like the actual intensity of the game and like the feelings that were there, you know. But for seeing it from an outside point of view, I mean, it's a rivalry. That's what you're gonna have. You're gonna have some stuff that happens like that. I mean, but we just gotta control our emotions, like I said before, and you know, not let it get too big for us.
Yeah. You talked a little bit about Jamari Riddle in the secondary room. Who's some other guys in the safety room, but also at the corner spot, that have impressed you?
Yeah, I think Aiden Duncanson is going to be really good for us. But in the corner room, I definitely think Rashid Reason is going to be one guy that you need to look out for. He came in with the right mindset. I mean, there's a lot of defensive players that like I've been around right now that have come in with a good mindset, but he comes in on a different level. He came from Old Dominion, but he's the type of dude that I want next to me when I go to war. You know what I mean? Like I know for a fact that he's going to have, you know, his eyes in the right spot, his details all locked in at the same time, and I'm so excited to see him play.
Who on offense has impressed you in the preseason?
Our entire offense.
Yeah.
I just said over there, like, when it's a pain for me to play defense at practice, I know that it's going to be a great season. You know, our whole offense is explosive, and I can't wait to see what it is in real life. You know, I watched a couple games, you know, last year and saw the explosive plays that JDB, you know, calls. But I mean, our whole receiver room's stacked. Our running room's stacked. O-line's physical and tough. Quarterbacks are crazy. Like, I'm so excited.
Josh Aldridge is the defensive coordinator now. What have you liked about him so far?
I've liked him, coming out of high school. He recruited me at Liberty coming out of high school, so we already, kind of knew each other. But, yeah, I've said this many times before. Him and Coach Harrell are very similar in terms of, how they run their defense. Physicality and your effort that you give, that's just going to be unmatched. And no matter what game we play, whether that's week 1, or week whatever, we are going to be the most physical team out there, and we're going to have the most energy out there, and I think that's what he is bringing to us.
Tegan, great to see you. Great to have you back in town, too. Really is, and back with the program. Tegan Wilk with us here. Awesome to have him on. All right, Pirate fans, your ECU soccer team is coming off a 4-0 victory against VCU. They'll be back at home Thursday when they take on in-state foe UNCW. That kickoff is scheduled for 6, and admission to the soccer games all season long is free. So be sure to come out and support the Pirates at Johnson Stadium. This is Inside Pirate Athletics. We'll hear from Anthony Smith next from Tiebreakers, and you're listening to the ECU Sports Network.
When you're ready to kick off your
Here at WNCT-9, we're on your side, which is why you can trust us to keep you updated.
Every weekday evening, we're here with the latest news across the East.
And monitoring weather that directly affects you so you can stay on top of any of the latest changes by watching our Storm Team 9 forecast.
We're on your side because Eastern North Carolina is our home too.
Watch WNCT 9 Evening News 5 to 6:30, then again at 11.
For decades, 9 on Your Side has been there for the greatest sports moments in Eastern North Carolina, catching the unforgettable highlights you have to see to believe.
We bring games from all across the state right to your living room because it's about more than just the scores.
Sports isn't part-time, it's full-time. It's about the excitement, the big upsets, the teamwork, and the championship.
9 on Your Side Sports.
Trust our team to be there for yours.
Hi, I'm Jeffrey Roberts.
And I'm Elena Verdine.
We don't want you to miss a thing.
Which is why WNCT-9 has a little something for those of you up before the sun.
We're here with the latest local news every weekday morning.
And get the latest local Storm Team 9 weather forecasts no matter where you are.
So what are you waiting for? Tune in to WNCT-9 Morning Edition.
Every weekday from 4:30 to 7.
Around it for a number of reasons. Pre-game, how does it feel maybe differently this than it did a few months ago? For you?
For me, I would just say being able to get to go back to Carter Finley may feel a little bit different, but it's still a game. It's still playing football. That's kind of how I'm looking at it, so really not treating it any different.
You know, they always had, even in the ramp-up for the bowl game, a lot of great things to say about you, and rightfully so. So I think that's a real positive thing and speaks a lot about not only the player you are, but the person you are. So, and you were telling me a little bit, we were chatting before we went on here, about you felt like it was your best offseason.
Yeah, most definitely. I just been taking it, I guess, a little bit more serious, I guess, or I guess my goals have become more realistic, I guess. So, seeing the weight room change my body and Coach Harrell bring Coach Baggett in, taking that part serious in my game, I feel like it really excelled me over this offseason.
And your younger brother is in the program.
Yes.
How's that?
It's been amazing just being able to see him grow and develop, and not allowing him to fall into that freshman slump of, okay, you may not get a lot of reps, you may be on scout team, but still being able to press on and push forward to help yourself improve and find yourself in the field, and when your number does get called, that you're able to go out there and perform. So it's been nice to see him develop.
It's a convenient too for family and friends.
Yes, we get 8 tickets now going to the game, so my mom was super happy about that. So.
I bet she was. And I'm sure next week for Campbell, they'll be all 8 of them will be used.
Yes,
for sure.
all 8 of them will definitely be used. So got a super big family, so we're definitely going to try to have as many people there as possible.
This is it. You and your brother, and how many other siblings?
We have 6 other siblings that we grew up with, yes. So we're going to try to be full house and Carter friendly. So
where are you on the pecking order? Are you the oldest, in the middle, or?
I am the oldest boy. I have 2 older sisters.
Okay,
so.
there you go. Well, being the oldest boy's got its own cross to bear.
Yes,
I'm sure.
it is. Yes.
What are some things you, when your brother was going through the process, I mean, did he ask you about certain things? Did he seek some counsel from you as far as the ECU program?
Yeah, I would definitely say he did. Just like asking the questions like, what do I think that he should do and stuff like that. But my advice to him was just make the best decision for yourself. Lean where your heart is. Whatever you feel right is probably right. So that's kind of what I was leading him to in that like whole recruiting process and stuff in high school. So.
Coach Harrell was telling us about your leadership with the other receivers. I want to ask you about a couple of guys and just get your opinion.
Absolutely.
The other Smith, Yannick Smith.
Yes, that's my guy.
Obviously a talented
Yes.
athlete. What are some things that Yannick has done from last year to this year as far as strides he's taken?
For Yannick, well, coming in as a freshman, you're probably going to be a raw talent. You haven't had much development and stuff like that. So this offseason, I've seen Yannick take the details really serious. That's what I've seen. Like his biggest leap is just in the details, knowing alignment and assignment, being able to process stuff way faster. So I feel like that's going to take him from a good receiver to a great receiver.
How about, let's talk Tyler Johnson.
Tyler Johnson, yeah. He came in from Penn State. He's been a great addition to the room, super fast guy. He fits in the room perfectly, so I'm excited to see how he goes out there and balls.
And then Jaquez Petaway.
Yes, Jaquez. He's super fast. He loves to say that he's faster than me. I don't know how true that is. We haven't raced yet, but he's going to be a great addition to the
Who is the fastest guy on the team?
I would say it was me. Quez likes to argue it's him, but I'm always going to bet on him.
But there's no DB that's faster?
No.
Wilk is not faster than anybody?
No, not than me.
Yeah,
not faster than
you.
me.
But is he pretty fast?
Nah. T-Wilk's not a burner.
Yeah,
he's more of a striker.
He's
though.
a thinking man's
smart guy out there, striker.
Caton Hauser. Obviously, you guys had some big moments last year. At what point do you feel like you guys really got in a rhythm together?
I would say, well, when Caton and me first came in, we came in together, so we were already building that connection when he first got here. So when he got to get into the game that second half of the season, it was like we already had a connection. So we just been trying to build on that this offseason, making sure we're staying around each other, making sure we're always throwing, always making sure we're like getting extra reps and stuff after practice. So that's kind of like been the main focus, I guess, that we've been trying to do.
You know, the thing that really impressed me in the bowl game was his ability to be a playmaker with his legs. He ran for over 80 yards, a couple scores. But he also showed, not that he wasn't tough, but I mean, he's a tough guy too.
Yeah, he is. If you ever come to practice, you can just see like the passion in Caton. Like if he misses a throw, you can see how fired up he gets. If he makes a good play, you can see how fired up he gets. So just having that as a quarterback, like, brings energy to the whole team, offensive line, receivers. It kind of gives us all confidence. So Caton being an energetic guy just makes everything so much easier.
What are some of the things you have told your teammates, going into Carter Finley? You've played there.
Yeah, the main thing that I try to tell them, it's going to be loud. We know that. It's a big game. We know it's going to be a packed house. I just try to keep on their minds that it's just another practice. You know what I'm saying? Like, we've already went out there. We've already ran all these plays before. You've seen plays that NC State's going to run. You've already ran all these coverages before. Just making sure that we don't think of it or treat it like anything more than just another football game.
Yeah, absolutely. Well, we're looking forward to it very much, and looking forward to watching you out there playing, and you and And Caton, hopefully will be a lot of touchdown Pirates this year with you guys out there. Thank you so much, Anthony. Great to see you. Good luck the rest of the way to you this season. All right, we'll continue on here. Before we do, did you know that Greenville Utilities spends money on helping their customers spend less money? That's right. You can get a free energy audit at no cost to you, or find out different ways you can save on your utility bills at GUC.com. Greenville Utilities, proudly powering the Pirates. We continue on here. It is Inside Pirate Athletics on the ECU Sports Network as we're from Tiebreakers on this Monday evening.
A pepperoni pizza for the table.
Thank you.
May I suggest trying it with our Pepsi Zero Sugar? It has just the right amount of sweetness to complement all that cheesy, saucy goodness, while the carbonation and notes of citrus enhance the flavor profile. Simply divine.
Pirate fans, 2025 East Carolina football season tickets are on sale now and can be purchased for as little as $115. Head coach Blake Harrell wants you to be a part of his first full season as the Pirate coach as he builds momentum off of the 8-win season and the Military Bowl win over North Carolina State. Call 1-800-DIAL-ECU or go to ECUPirates.com today to get your 2025 season tickets.
Every day of the week, WNCT-9 on your side is committed to bringing you the stories and information that matter most.
You reached out to us about
Opening ceremony for the Little League Softball World Series.
Campaign for Better Hearing is raising awareness for
Regional Commission.
Our dedicated team of reporters and journalists are out doing stories across Eastern North Carolina. Also, we can bring you the very latest coming out of ENC.
And when things do get ugly, you can count on us to bring you information you need to know so you can be prepared.
And for all you early birds, our morning team is here for you from 4:30 to 7 a.m.
You can find us on WNCT-9 and on WNCT.com.
Plus, we've got the latest in sports from all the teams you're rooting for across the East.
And catch us on the evening news from 5 to 6:30 and then again at 11.
I'll certainly be there. Will you?
For decades, 9 on Your Side has been there for the greatest sports moments in Eastern North Carolina, catching the unforgettable highlights you have to see to believe.
We bring games from all across the state right to your living room because it's about more than just the scores.
Sports isn't part-time, it's full-time. It's about the excitement, the big upsets, the teamwork, and the championship.
9 on Your Side Sports.
Trust our team to be there for yours.
Hi, I'm Jeffrey Roberts.
And I'm Elena Verdine.
We don't want you to miss a thing.
Which is why WNCT-9 has a little something for those of you up before the sun.
We're here with the latest local news every weekday morning.
And get the latest local Storm Team 9 weather forecasts no matter where you are.
So what are you waiting for? Tune in to WNCT-9 Morning Edition.
Every weekday from 4:30 to 7.
He's been on TV on Channel 9 for as long as I can remember.
When he needs or wants something, it gets done, and it gets done now.
Love sports beyond anything you can imagine.
You could see his passion that man loved Eastern Carolina sports more than anybody in the world.
That type of compassion defines Brian Daly.
In my view, he is the best sports guy in the state.
Here's to 40 more.
I want to thank some other people also. David Horn, of course, has been with the network for a long time, keeping us running there, producing. Dom Kasulki's back in our studios of 94.3 The Game and IBX Media. And the inimitable Tree Roundtree with WNCT, and he's here for the video stream tonight on WNCT.com. All right, Coach, haven't talked about the defense and gotten into some personnel and specifics yet. I know during the camp, the linebacker, but you were kind of looking for somebody to step up at the linebacker.
Well, mostly because I'm. That's where my eyes go.
Right.
You know. I was coach linebacker for a long time, and that's exactly when the film's turned on, or you're on the field. That's where your eyes kind of tend to go and track to. So it's just those guys. And I think they've done a really good job of lately of coming along. Damian Wilson, Sam Danka, DJ Johnson, Jackson Barker, all those guys have done a really good job of just stepping up and being a big part of that defense.
You know, it's interesting you talked about today just kind of 2 starters, but you have a lot of guys on this defense who have played a lot of snaps.
Yeah, and we were just talking about it a second ago. We returned 2 starters, technically from last bowl game. That's Raheem Craig and Jamali Riddle. But we have the possibility to start maybe 9 seniors defensively. All 4 guys up front, 2 linebackers, our nickel, safety, and then also a corner as well.
When you have guys who maybe have not been in the program but have been around,
yeah,
is it, particularly on defense, how key is it to sort of get them on that same page?
You know, defensively it's probably easier than offensively,
right?
Because it's defensive football is such a good, carryover from program to program across the country, and playing good technique and good fundamentals there is what it really comes down to, and playing the game the right way. And some of those guys have played a lot of football for us as Pirates too. I mean, Sam Dank has played a whole lot of football.
Yeah.
Just has never really started. J.D. Lampley played a whole lot of football, just hasn't started. So those guys are kind of, instead of just being a rotational guy, and we've already rotated 20, 22 guys defensively. Now they're going to be the starter and be the guys. So it's their time to take it on.
You know, Sam Danka is such a great athlete. I mean, just the measurables, and he's so athletic.
He was a lacrosse player in high school.
Is that right?
We talk about Coach O being a soccer player. Sam was a lacrosse player. So we showed Sam's lacrosse highlights. Yeah.
Oh, you did?
Yeah. He thinks he's a basketball player, but he got no game.
No.
So Sam was a high school safety. He went to Fork Union there, and we recruited him out of there. We played some nickel for them. When we signed him, he started out nickel for us. We eventually moved to outside backer. And then just looking at him and Raheem in the same position last winter, I was like, hey, we want to get both of you guys on the field. We want to be the best defense we can possibly be, and I think that's get both you guys on the field at the same time. And Sam moved to will linebacker.
Let's talk about the kicking game. That's still as far. You got 3 kickers.
Yeah.
It's yet to be determined who will go. I'm sure you have some names in mind.
We got a lot of ors right now.
Yeah.
This guy or this guy or
Right.
this guy or this guy. Andrew Conrad's a young man that's been here throughout his whole career. He's a senior now, and done has some really big kicks for us over the years. He had a kick to beat BYU a couple years ago, and made some big plays for us. He's battled injuries a little bit this offseason and the end of last season. Noah Perez is back, a young man who kicked in the bowl game for us, did a really good job at the end of the season there, and has experience. And then Nick Massey is a young man from New Hampshire. Both parents are in law enforcement in the Boston area, and joins us as a grad transfer. So feel really good about the competition in that room. And I think anytime you have good competition, healthy competition in your position rooms, it helps those guys be their best. And they're certainly pushing each other to be their best.
Rehab, recover, and train like a pirate at Young's Physical Therapy and Sports Performance, a proud sponsor of ECU Athletics and the ECU Sports Network. We'll be back to get a final word or two with Coach.
I was going to say, Kevin's awesome, by the way.
No, Kevin's great.
He takes care of our players, and he gets me healthy, too.
Yeah, there you go. All right, we'll get some final words from Coach when we come back from Tiebreakers after these words.
We call it drive. The unrelenting desire to become the person you were born to be. Ignited by a moment. The realization that a future you could only dream of is within reach. At East Carolina University, you won't just imagine a path. You'll forge one through hard work and the success that comes without surrender. The journey that leads to your future. And this is where it begins.
Life is busy, so let's make it easy with WNCT.com.
What's the weather like?
Use our interactive Storm Team 9 radar to keep you one step ahead of unpredictable weather.
Oh, I love that story.
Share your favorite feel-good stories like 9 on the Positive Side or Jerry's Weather Kids. Missed a newscast? Catch up to the latest news on your own time with Watch Now, all just a click away. WNCT.com, your one-stop spot for all things local in the East.
Pirate fans, 2025 East Carolina football season tickets are on sale now and can be purchased for as little as $115. Head coach Blake Harrell wants you to be a part of his first full season as the Pirate coach as he builds momentum off of the 8-win season and the Military Bowl win over North Carolina State. Call 1-800-DIAL-ECU or go to ECUPirates.com today to get your 2025 season tickets.
For decades, 9 on Your Side has been there for the greatest sports moments in Eastern North Carolina. Catching the unforgettable highlights you have to see to believe.
We bring games from all across the state right to your living room because it's about more than just the scores.
Sports isn't part-time, it's full-time. It's about the excitement, the big upsets, the teamwork, and the championship.
9 on Your Side Sports.
Trust our team to be there for yours.
Jerry Jackson has your accurate Storm Team 9 forecast.
This is about you, your family, and the health of all who live in Eastern North Carolina. This is about the transformation of a health system into something more powerful and more human, about creating new ways to treat disease and keep you well. This is about ECU Health, which is to say, it's really all about you. ECU Health. Minds, hearts, purpose.
Here at WNCT-9, we're on your side, which is why you can trust us to keep you updated.
Every weekday evening, we're here with the latest news across the East.
And monitoring weather that directly affects you so you can stay on top of any of the latest changes by watching our Storm Team 9 forecast.
We're on your side because Eastern North Carolina is our home too.
Watch WNCT 9 Evening News 5 to 6:30, then again at 11.
Food.
Yeah, we're talking about food. Absolutely.
Chili.
Yeah, absolutely.
A little too hot for chili right now.
So, Coach, what will the next couple of days be like before you depart?
So tomorrow we'll hit our final practice in helmets and kind of make sure we hit all phases of the games, all situations. Wednesday will be a walkthrough in the morning, and then we'll depart Wednesday evening, heading up to Raleigh to make final preparations and get ready to play Thursday night.
I know recently you've worked on some red zone, as you often do, and third down. It's become such a trend in the sport. You know this as well as anybody, having called defense for the last several years. A lot of teams, it's just not, okay, you got 3 to get the first. I mean, a lot of teams are now using all 4 downs to try to get the first.
No doubt. I think we were 14 of 16 in the bowl game on third down, so that was a huge part of success in that game. But, just being able to have an extra down to play with, and it kind of keeps you free on third down. If you think about Raji, the run he popped, that was a third down run.
Yeah.
And just kind of keeps the defense guessing. And I think anytime an offense has that flexibility where there's a fourth down in their pocket, you don't know exactly if they're going to run the football, throw the football, quick game screen, whatever it may be, it keeps you balanced defensively, and it keeps the defense kind of calm in some ways.
Yeah. 1 or 2 bullet points for keys, things you guys are going to have to do well.
It's about the Pirates. It's about us. It's about our football team and how we play the game. And we've been talking to our players about that. We obviously respect our opponent. We're going to study our opponent and prepare for everything. But at the end of the day, it's about our effort, how hard we play the game, our energy that we take into that game, and just making good decisions. Making good decisions on both sides of the football. So that's really the keys for us. And if we can do those things, I think we'll give ourselves a chance to be successful.
Well, we're less than 72 hours away, Coach. Good luck.
I appreciate it. Thank you.
All right. Great to have Blake Carroll with us here tonight. Thanks, everybody, for coming out. And we will see you next week here for more Inside Pirate Athletics.